Good morning, Geekdom. It's time for the fastest live stream west of the Mississippi. Artisanmc. Like, share, subscribe, support the channel if you feel so inclined. And told you guys I would do this one today. So I am on my drive time commute. And I will do some of that verbal vomit. I was listening to an interesting video with BGS going over this whole early things, kerfluffle, and listening to this dude Fuente talk. Like, spitting facts. I don't see what the problem is. Like, he's voicing my same frustration. Do people listen to the whole thing, or do they just listen to sound bites? One of the most irritating things in the world about this damn culture. Motherfucker take a sound bite, run around the world with it, complain it, and then never listen to it in context. Jesus Christ. Listen to this shit first before you have a opinion. Stop trying to beat the algorithm to the punch. Listen, congeal your thoughts, and then say what you have to say. It's not always important to be the first one. It's important to be the right one. Anyway, so as you guys know, I went to see John Wick Chapter 4 last night. Wasn't really overly enthused about it. Figured maybe I was sleepy or something like that, so I went ahead and went to bed to sleep on it, see what I thought when I woke up the next morning. I was having a little mixed feelings about it. Went to sleep last night, woke up this morning. Shout out to GK for the laugh. I didn't think shit about this movie when I went to sleep. By the way, first, no, well, you ain't shit. Yeah, sound bites do get views and clicks, don't they? I guess I should start doing that shit. Nope. Performance. I'm not following them. Watching Bad Batch to get through jury duty, dude, that's gonna make you fall asleep in there. You're gonna get picked because you was nodding off. You're gonna end up picked on the jury because you was nodding off watching the Bad Batch in jury duty. Sitting in the bullpen, waiting for them to call your number. So, what are my feelings on John Wick today? I don't care. That's my feelings on John Wick today. You know, I did not have one dream, one lucid visual of trying to figure out anything in that movie last night. Not one. I woke up this morning and it wasn't even on my mind. You know what that means? That means nothing stuck with me. Nothing stuck with me. That's what that means. Nothing stuck with me. There was nothing there to sink a hook in me and really make me think about it any deeper, any longer. It wasn't. I watched one review last night. One review. I think it's it's not one of the first ones up, but the first ones from people who, have to walk in like the regular audience to see it. And this motherfucker was hyped. He was hyped about the movie. I'm like, what fucking movie did he watch? But then he actually got on his co-host because they weren't hyped and started trying to explain to them how John Wick is not real. He's kind of a superhero. I'm like, no, the fuck he ain't. I'm like, which movies have you been watching? Because John Wick sold on his realism. Not on his superhuman qualities. Now, one of the complaints that they were lodging was that Donnie Yen's character, Kane, the blind guy, blind swordsman, was too unbelievable. And at a point, I could agree. I could. It might have been fun for Donnie Yen, to get on his Zatoichi shit, and in some ways play the same character he played in Rogue One all over again. But after a point, it got boring. Because some of the stuff you're not buying. And the first thing that comes to mind is me thinking, a blind man running up a flight of stairs with a sword in one hand and a gun in the other, making hella accurate fucking shots, and the people shooting at him missing. Well, he's clearly not blind because he's not feeling the steps as he's running up them, is he? Maybe he just got cataracts. Maybe he ain't completely blind. Maybe he's just legally blind. Not able to drive a car, but he can still navigate the world like he's looking through some milky water. Maybe that's it. Yeah, John Wick ain't no goddamn superhero. And that dude wasn't fucking Daredevil. Now, one of the things that does come back to me is I thought the CG in the middle section of the movie was shit. I thought it was goofy. And I find myself more irritated now when I think about it than I was last night. Because last night I was really tossing and turning, in my mind about, do I really want to say I didn't like the fucking movie or that the movie was bad? And I'm like, fuck, man. The absolute legitimate critique that nobody's going to complain about is the movie is too fucking long. It's too fucking long. And they could have cut out half of that shit and reduced it, because I looked at one of my notes, and one of my notes is when they get to the card table, this drags the movie. When they got to the card table scene, this dragged the fucking movie out. It's like, this is stupid. Why is this in here? It's taking too goddamn long. And this is what I was meeting last night when I was saying I think it was everybody got paid off it. Everybody had a chance to shine a little bit in it. And that's why the movie's so fucking long. It's like, dude, you could have broke this in two. If that's where you really wanted to go with it, to make sure everybody have a contractual length of how long they had to be in the fucking movie or something. Was that throwing them a bone in a sense that everybody gonna eat off John Wick today? This time around. The movie was too fucking long. Some of the scenes were stretched out for, like, I'm done with this already. Move on. Why are we here? And this is just me thinking about the shit again, right now. Getting frustrated and irritated thinking about it right now. And I'm a fan of the franchise. I am a fan of the franchise. But I'm sitting here like, oh, no. Yeah, I've seen people get shot before. Cool. What the fuck is going on with YouTube? Like, hey, some shit nowadays. Let's not be talking about the right topic. But I don't know. one part in the movie that looks like a video game. And it's kind of interesting and it's kind of not. Because I keep thinking of like Rainbow Six or some shit like that with how it's shot. It is interesting cinematically the way it's shot. But it does look like a fucking video game. And once again, this is the part that takes me kind of out the movie. I want to say you're doing something really cool, but at the same time, it's taking me out the fucking movie, dude. So is this, I'm sitting there really thinking, am I sitting here watching CG or live action at this point? I'm asking myself this question while I'm watching. And then at a point, I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. What's happening is just what's happening. I saw scenes of Matrix Reloaded in it because I end up in another fucking train station again. I see scenes of Matrix 3, right? Where I got fucking Neo fighting in the rain again. Like, holy shit, here we go again with this. It's like I saw some shades of some other shit. I even saw some shades of the fucking Warriors in this shit, and I'm like, what? How does this even fit? Is this what goes on in Paris? This is from another movie. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, this is not even a homage kind of thing. Because the movie that was taken from had a specific tone. That person was there throughout the movie. This shit, towards the tail end of the movie, they dropped this part in there, and I'm like, who the fuck is the DJ? Why do we give a fuck about them? Oh my God, is this how they're doing? Look, it doesn't make any sense. That part doesn't make any goddamn sense. I'm still irritated that I didn't get to see any members of the high table. You don't actually see the table, which is what I was looking for in this. I wanted to see the table. I wanted to see who sat on the high table. We already met one of the elders. That dude was a decent actor. I liked him. Meet one of the elders in this one. That's not a spoiler. That happens in the first 10 minutes. But you don't get to see anybody else from the table. I'm like, is this supposed to be the mystery? You don't get to see the high table? Fuck all that. I want to see the high table. I don't need another proxy for fucking 3 hours. I don't want a proxy for 3 hours. He was booking Eli in it. Nah, you gotta know what Zatoichi is. And if anything, he was playing Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury. If you guys remember that movie from like late 80s, early 90s. But even Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer is a rip off Zatoichi, the blind swordsman. Right? Only difference is with this one, this motherfucker is shooting guns and using a sword. So for me, that makes him that dude out of Gungrave. I'm forgetting his name. He was a blind man using guns. So I do like guns and swords mixed together. Ranged, close quarters. Now, do people want to get into the gunplay? Look, if you went into a John Wick movie and didn't think that the gunplay was going to be cool, then you're stupid. Of course that was going to be cool. That's besides the point, right? Now, because it's a standard. It's a standard for the fucking movie. So saying, oh, the gunplay was awesome. Shut up. Of course the gunplay was going to be awesome. They had 3 movies of the same shit. Blind gunplay is different, and only at one scene did it actually make sense. After that, when you just out in the world and people are shooting and you're moving and fighting and stuff like that, you're stretching my suspension of disbelief. That's why I'm willing to say that Donnie Yen's character was legally blind and not, totally fucking blind. Because that stretches the abilities. It does. I mean, if he's that good and completely blind, he might as well have killed that motherfucker and took his daughter with him. Because it seems like he'd be able to fight off anybody who came without a problem. No one said he does know Zatoichi, and you do remember Blind Fury. Yeah. Why is stuff like that cool? Because it gives you the understanding that what does happen is that people who lose one sense, their other senses get stronger, right? And the stretch in superhuman ability is that your senses can be so finely tuned that you can hear at greater distances and stuff like that, because your body still needs to take in sensory information. Still needs to. So it will stretch, it will compensate. You might be able to do some stuff that other people can't. At this point, look, a blind man is shooting a pistol with no ear protection. Close quarters, close to his face and everything else. That motherfucker ain't hearing shit after that. When your senses are tuned up very high to be very sensitive, that means they are very sensitive. You cannot have close range gunfire and still operate with a normal fucking equilibrium. And I like Donnie Yen. I don't have a problem watching Donnie Yen kick anybody's ass in a fight with anybody. I don't have no problem with that. But having that blind guy shooting pistols and using a sword, the pistol part was a stretch. Even throwing up his coat to block bullets where you can't see where the fucking bullet is coming. You don't even know where they were aiming. Unless you're thinking that they're aiming at the most logical spot, which would be your head. Because everybody running around in this bitch is wearing Kevlar clothing. Yeah, does Daredevil do that? No. Daredevil doesn't use a gun. Daredevil has echolocation. This guy ain't got no echolocation. He's going off of all hearing. Where people are, where people might have shot from. But he's doing that shit superhumanly fast and reacting to it because, I guess, just because he's a top assassin. But he's also using a gun. So now the explosion of the shot is not happening far away from him where he can tell where it's at. It's happening close by him. If he's this goddamn good as a blind man, I hated to. How the fuck did they get leverage on his ass when he had sight? What up, underrated? So that's one of the parts that's bothering me. That's one of the parts that's bothering me. I didn't have a problem with his ass running around with a sword and this whole shit, stabbing people and shit like that. Because Donnie Yen is crispy with his form, dude. That motherfucker older than me. It's fluid, quick. Oh my god, dude. I wish, in some ways, if I was an action star, I would train myself like that to be that crispy and fluid with this shit. Wish. Now, some of the other stuff I saw in there, I would take Donnie Yen if they wanted to remake the Cowboy Bebop show and turn it into a movie. I pick Donnie Yen for Vicious. I do. I pick Donnie Yen for Vicious. He can grow his hair out because some of this shit in here look like Cowboy Bebop. And John Wick was Spike Spiegel. It does. You watch this shit, you'll see it. You'll see it. But some of the scenes I was seeing with Donnie Yen in it, yeah, I'd pick him for Vicious. I remember thinking that when I was watching this shit. He was kicking some dude's ass in a restaurant setting. I was like, God damn, he would be an awesome Vicious. Sword and guns. Because Vicious, it'd be fun. It'd be better than that bullshit we got from Netflix. That whiny ass, mad at my daddy motherfucker. What up, Ray? Keanu, I'm telling you, this boy must have an endurance quota on this shit. I'm not thinking he phoned it in, but I think it's wearing on his body. I think that's what it is. He's slowing up. He's slowing down and it's wearing on his body. Now, there was one scene in it that I saw that I don't know how it made it into the fucking movie. They could have cut that part out. Where he's fighting with the nunchucks. And these guys have on tactical samurai armor. And at one point, he's fighting two dudes with nunchucks and a pistol. And he goes to swing at the dude, and he has to wait. He has to pause because the dude is not on his mark in his position right. I'm like, how did that fucking make it into the movie? That pause made it like he's like, and okay, fuck. Like they kept going. I guess they filmed it in one shot, but they didn't cut that part out. Like the dude fucked up. The stunt man fucked up. He missed his mark. He was late. And so Keanu had to wait. And it looked goofy. So I'm like, so why did they leave that shit in there? Cut it the fuck out. What up, Nina? That's how it's supposed to play, but you gain strength in another, which is true. But you cannot have super heightened senses or super sensitive senses and then all right. Thank you. You cannot have super heightened senses and then shoot guns by your ears and not have any effects and still be able to function normally. You can't. You know why? Because it fucks up your senses. It fucks up the primary thing you're using that's super sensitive. So no. Some of it is stretching the suspension of disbelief. Just like John Wick jumping out of a two-story building, doing a half gator onto the top of a fucking car, landing on the pavement, and getting up and just stumbling the fuck off. I'm like, come on, man. Obviously, that was CG, and obviously, that motherfucker would be down for a minute. He would be fucking down for a minute. And understand, I keep feeling like I have to say this. I'm a fan of this franchise, but this part was like, oh, goddamn, no. Because I said goddamn because the way they CG'd the fall was so ugly. Like, damn, nigga, did you bust your kidney open or something? Ouch. Nope. I'm up. Got more places to go. Get the fuck out of here. And the music got some parts. Some parts it was loud as shit. Some parts it didn't seem like it fit. And then other parts where you should have had it, there wasn't any. I'm like, what happened? This is the scene you need to have the music on. And then it was some reused music. I was like, well, fuck. But that's it. I'm here. I need to go get myself clocked in. Was it a good watch? Yeah, I guess. Watch it for yourself and see. I'm having some problems with it that I can more clearly articulate today. I will more clearly articulate them on Sunday when folks have seen it, so I don't have to worry about spoiling anything. But what I said was not spoilers. It was not a spoiler. So you've seen the movie, show up on the shop on Sunday, and we can talk about it. But I will see you guys next time. Peace.